Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 6. So Arrow is back this week with the second part of the Roy Harper Returns arc, if you want to call it, with episode 16, otherwise entitled The Thanatos Guild, where we will be getting the League of Assassins thrown back into the giant mixing bowl we know as Arrow. But we aren't going to be going over any of that in this video. Instead, we will be going over some stuff regarding episode 17, as well as some stuff from episode 18, and then we're going to jump forward a few episodes to some stuff regarding episode 21. But of course, before we jump into any of that, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what we go over in this video, because there are a couple things that you might want to, voice your opinion on in the comments, so be sure to do that. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So firstly, we're going to go over the synopsis for episode 17, which is entitled Brothers in Arms. Oliver and Diggle face their biggest challenge yet. Curtis is disappointed to find out his new boyfriend has a firm anti-vigilante stance. So firstly, on that last part of the synopsis involving Curtis, that storyline will be really interesting because we totally didn't see something like that last season. Obviously, it will be a bit different, as I'm guessing the new boyfriend won't know that Curtis is Mr. Terrific, a vigilante, but it's still going to be very similar and something which I think the majority of people watching the show could really care less for, or couldn't really care less for, might I say. But it's happening, I guess. I'm surprised it's in the synopsis, but maybe there's a lot going in this episode that they don't really want to reveal in the synopsis, so they're chucking that sort of thing in there anyway. But onto the main part of that synopsis and what will obviously be the main focus of the episode because of, well, the title of the episode and just common sense, but the title, that being Brothers in Arms. Now, there are a few theories going around from what could be going down this episode, and to involve the community, I will be going over some theories posted by the Reddit user known as White Arrow 76 that were sent to me through my Discord. I will leave the link to the original Reddit post in the description down below if anyone wants to reply to that thread. It is noted in that Reddit thread, but it was something that I wanted to bring up myself throughout this video. This synopsis and the following one for episode 18, which we will go over as well, did suggest that Diggle could be meeting his end. Diggle has sort of been on that tightrope of death for a few seasons now. Personally, I do think he has been like a passenger on the show for a bit, with little sub-stories to give him something to do for a few episodes. But for the most part, he's just, riding along with the show. I love the character, but when a character is just riding along, such as Thea, who is another good example of a passenger on the show, I would rather them just go, if you know what I mean. But it was confirmed that David Ramsey, who plays Diggle, is still filming episodes at the moment, and they are on episode 21 of this season at the current time of me making this video. So at this point, Diggle lives to see another day. Anyway, the first theory around this episode from the Reddit post is that Oliver reveals to Diggle that he intends to run permanently as the Green Arrow, and Diggle ends up not being too keen about this idea, having revealed in Doppelganger to be highly mindset on taking over for Oliver. This altercation may be another nod to the story from the comics Broken, in which Diggle quits the team after having taken Oliver's place as the Green Arrow one night without his permission. The second theory is that this episode is noted as the final appearance this season of District Attorney Sam Armand. Initially, I thought that this might have been a sign that the case against Oliver might be finally taking, might I say, a nosedive. Although it may be a development, he may not be entirely out of the woods quite yet. Given the attempt to force Roy into testifying is undoubtedly to fail, Armand sees he has no choice other than to motion to dismiss the charges against Oliver. However, noting that Diaz killed both Carl Ishkov and Caden James as a mean of tying up loose ends, he may follow the same course with Armand if he fails to indict Oliver, after which he makes another move on Oliver and what is left of his team. The third theory is that in Doppelganger, Dinah made small progress in realizing the consequences of a new Team Arrow's fallout and the Outsiders War, which left Renee in the hospital. This time around, we may see Curtis make some progress in completing the circle, as one interesting development is that he comes to obtain a new love interest, who much to his disappointment has a firm vigilante stance, which in the long run may come to influence his return to the team by the end of the season. And the fourth and last theory from White Arrow 76 on Reddit is that at the same time, Quinton and Dinah's investigation into the SCPD shows some signs of development, as this episode is also the last noted appearance of Officer Anastas, one of the corrupt police officers who abducted Roy in Doppelganger. At the same time, another character has been listed as being set to appear under the name Marshall Katz, which, as I noted before, might be a possible reference to a character in a Batman video game, in which the officer is abducted and locked in the trunk of his squad car, which is also rigged with explosives. This is supplemented by the release of a photograph showing a gutted Star City bus. So those are the four theories from that Reddit post, so do be sure to let me know what you think of all of that in the comments. But regardless of what goes down in this episode, it must be fairly big, as this is the synopsis for episode 18, which was initially called Back to Basics or something like that, or Back to Basics or Back to the Basics, one of the two. But now it is called Fundamentals, which is essentially the same thing, so I don't understand the name change. Maybe they just wanted a longer singular word of just fundamentals. Anyway, here is that synopsis. In his darkest place yet, Oliver wonders if he has failed at everything, being a father, a mayor, and a hero. His frustration rising, Oliver lashes out at Felicity and William. A surprising visit from an old friend has Oliver questioning his next move. So due to that synopsis, I'm definitely thinking that something along the lines of the first theory that we went over from that Reddit post could be what's going down. Or it could be a mixture of that and something else. Maybe something bad going down in the mayor's office as well. But yeah, for them to say Oliver is in his darkest place yet, something huge must have gone down. Anyway, the synopsis does say that Oliver will be getting a surprising visit from an old friend that has him questioning his next move. Now, if you have been up to date with Twitter and general social media news, or even just my channel on Arrow related stuff, you would know that episode 18 was believed to be flashbacks, as Stephen Amell was posting pictures of himself in old suits from previous seasons, and even posted a picture of himself in the Queen Mansion. Or not like him in the Queen Mansion, but a picture of a boat that was in the Queen Mansion. It was in like their meeting room, if you want to call it. Stephen, however, did shoot down all of this and said that the episode wouldn't include flashbacks, which I thought was a bit of a strange move, as my mind just went, well, okay, if it's not flashbacks and we're getting all this weird stuff from the past, they must be doing something like we have seen previously on the show that didn't involve flashbacks but involved people and things from the past. And that is hallucinations or just a bad dream, but most likely hallucinations. Thanks to sources from around the set of Arrow in Vancouver, we know that Josh Segarra, who played Adrian Chase, aka Prometheus, is set to be appearing in this episode. And I believe he is the one that actually gives this advice to Oliver that's noted in the synopsis. Jamie Sheridan, who played Robert Queen, is also apparently in the episode. Apparently he was also seen in Vancouver, which would connect to the Queen Mansion stuff, you would think. Let's hope we might get Moira back as well, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, which character would have Oliver questioning his next move? Well, it would have to be the guy that, knew what move Oliver was always going to be playing last season. He was 10 steps ahead all the time. And that is, of course, Adrian Chase. So that scene should be a really cool one. I'm expecting just one scene with Adrian Chase, or he could be popping up a few times and being just like in the back of Oliver's head all the time. We'll have to wait and see. But as I was saying, in regards to Diggle, he ain't dead. He is still alive, as they are filming episode 21, and he is on set. However, speaking of episode 21, we will possibly be getting the return of a character that we met last season, and that is Christopher Chance, aka Human Target. Will Travell, who played the character last season, and who you may remember as Will or Nuke from Jessica Jones, was seen in Vancouver. Now, it is important to remember that it is pilot season at the moment, which means a lot of new shows are filming their first episodes in the hope of being picked up by various networks, and quite a few do film in Vancouver, so he could be there for one of them. But there is one big thing, and there hasn't been any news on him being cast in anything new. And they usually would have announced anything like that by now by saying like, Will Travell cast in this pilot or something like that. So if I was a betting man, I would be putting a $25 Big Belly burger coupon on Human Target appearing in Arrow this season in episode 21. Last season, he obviously posed as Oliver as mayor to protect Oliver when he was a target by certain people. So will he be doing the same this season, or are we going to get something much different? I'm looking forward to finding out regardless. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video. Let me know in the comments section down below your various thoughts on Diggle, all those theories I talked about from that Reddit post, as well as the stuff on Human Target. Just let me know in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.